The Nelson Mandela Bay Council meeting to debate a motion of no confidence against Mayor Retief Odendaal has now been cancelled. Odendaal is expected to launch an urgent court bid to challenge the validity of that motion. Newzroom Afrika Siphosethu Booi is watching the story and joins us now live from Gqeberha. And Siphosethu, the council meeting for today has been cancelled. I imagine that doesn't mean the mayor is completely off the hook.
It doesn't, Ayanda. You're quite correct when you mentioned that because this particular special council meeting was called by the Speaker because of a petition that was signed by the EFF caucus saying that they want to ask the mayor, the chief whip Bill Harrington, as well as the deputy mayor Kuseli Jack. Now this is also pertaining to the issue of some sort of linked dealings that the deputy mayor has been receiving some sort of business from the city, and of course the mayor not telling or alerting the council members about this particular issue. And of course we know that Gary Fanigak, who is the speaker of the council here, or rather the coalition of the DA multi-party led coalition, has been quite vocal about the issue of service delivery not getting to the people of his particular constituency, which is of course situated at the northern areas. And this particular issue has then of course shaken tables as far as the coalition of the DA, that includes also the NA. And we know that there has been talks between the NA and the ANC. And you remember that this particular move, should this particular motion of no confidence towards the mayor eventually does get to council and it is tabled, the Nelson Mandela Bay residents will be having a third mayor since the local government elections, which then many would say that it then confirms the issue of the gazetted COCTA MEC particular mayoral committee system that they wanted to scrap and to introduce the collective system, which then would force the ANC, the EFF, as well as the NA to work together. And that particular issue was then one that the mayor himself has also quietly been vocal about, debating, saying that they don't really see how this will actually benefit the residents of the metro. Furthermore, this will also make the issue of service delivery quite late, or rather delay the issue of service delivery to many of the other residents of the metro, which will also then mean that some of the plans that this particular municipality, which is the DA-led multi-party coalition, that promises they've made to the residents of the Nelson Mandela Bay will then take forever. But I am now joined, of course, by Gary Fanigak, who is the council speaker, to tell us more in terms of why this particular council meeting was cancelled. Speaker, we slept thinking that a motion of no confidence will be tabled towards the mayor and his counterparts, as well as, of course, when we say counterparts, we mean the deputy mayor, including the chief whip. But here we are today, this morning, council meeting is cancelled. Speak to us. What exactly happened?
I think I must start last week. On Friday at 5:15, we received the papers, the court papers from the mayor's advocates. By design, they sent us the court papers incomplete. Yesterday morning at around about 11, we received the papers, the certificate of urgency, which we had to refer to as per the directives of the court papers. We then had to get it to our advocate, who just entered the courtroom, and we have been scrambling ever since to get all our things in order. At around about 7 last night, we completed our papers. We emailed it to the advocates as well. And this morning, or rather last night, late, those parties who signed the petition then had to make a call as to if the court proceedings are only going to start now. As you can see, it's already, but late, it's supposed to start at 8. And the council meeting scheduled to start at 9. It was going to be a tight call, and based on that logistics alone, we decided that the best thing to do to prevent any kind of chaos and councillors standing around, and in terms of the rules of order, that within 15 minutes after the scheduled time, the meeting has to start. We thought it's not going to happen, and therefore we then decided to cancel the meeting this morning.
Many of the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay are not quite happy with regards to the issue of service delivery. We have a very high crime rate currently. We've seen a lot of shootings happening. We lost a doctor, we lost a police officer. Does this not put the political parties that are governing this particular metro at a very compromising situation as far as confidence, as far as the residents of the Nelson Mandela Bay, as far as how these coalitions are working out, considering the fact that it's almost time for the elections next year? Does this not compromise each party's constituency as well as how they carry themselves at this situation?
No, you make a very valid point regarding service delivery. Just yesterday on my way to church, I was once again appalled when I passed Helenvale and Galvandale to see what it still looks like. And remember, 2 months ago already, I made the plea to the mayor to please, let's do something about Helenvale. In the northern areas, for example, you only have one main road due to apartheid spatial planning. We have one road, and that's Stanford Road. And the state of Stanford Road, there is not one single traffic light working there. Since the beginning of this year, I must add this, from the 1st of January up until yesterday, there were 84 murders that took place. 84 murders in the northern areas alone, and very few arrests. So you are right, crime is rife, it's rampant, and we as council have done absolutely nothing about that in order to make the residents feel safe again.
Gary van der Kerk, Council Speaker here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, just speaking to us about some of the concerns and also just the issue of this particular council meeting being cancelled today. Ayanda.
Siphosethu, Booi, a reporter watching this very important story live to us there from Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape. Thanks very much indeed.